Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayong Vishnupad Paramhansha Paribrajakacarya Ashtottara Shato Shri Srimad Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाय नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जाय श्री वृंदावन धाम की जाय श्री मथुरा धाम की जाय श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जाय श्री मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जाय गंगा माई की जाय जमुना माई की जाय भक्ति देवी की जाय तुलसी महारानी की जाय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जाय समवेत भक्त वृंद की जाय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gaurango, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Deving Saraswating Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th Canto, Chapter 19, The Island of Jambudvip, Text 5. Martya-avatāras itu iha martya-avatāras tviha martya-śikṣaṇaṁ rakṣo-vadhāyaiva na kevalaṁ vibhoḥ kuto nyathā syād ramataḥ ātmanaḥ sītā-kṛtāni vyasanānīśvarasya martya-avatāras tvayha tu iha martya-śikṣaṇaṁ martya-avatāras tviha martya-śikṣaṇaṁ rakṣo-vadhāyaiva na kevalaṁ vibhoḥ kuto nyathā syād ramataḥ ātmanaḥ sītā-kṛtāni vyasanānīśvarasya martya-avatāras tiha martya-śikṣaṇaṁ rakṣo-vadhāyaiva na kevalaṁ vibhoḥ kuto nyathā syād ramataḥ ātmanaḥ sītā-kṛtāni vyasanānīśvarasya martya-avatāras tiha martya-śikṣaṇaṁ rakṣo-vadhāyaiva na kevalaṁ vibhoḥ kuto nyathā syād ramataḥ ātmanaḥ sītā-kṛtāni vyasanānīśvarasya
martya-avatāras iha martya-śikṣaṇaṁ rakṣo-vadhāyaiva na kevalaṁ vibhoḥ kuto nyathā syād ramataḥ ātmanaḥ sītā-kṛtāni
martya-avatāras tvayha martya-śikṣaṇaṁ rakṣo-vadhāyaiva na kevalaṁ kuto nyathā syād ramataḥ ātmanaḥ
martya-śikṣaṇaṁ rakṣo-vadhāyaiva na kevalaṁ vibhoḥ kuto nyathā syād ramataḥ sva ātmanaḥ sītā-kṛtāni vyasanānīśvarasya
Mataji's
martya-avatāras martya-śikṣaṇaṁ rakṣo-vadhāyaiva na kevalaṁ vibhoḥ nyathā syād ramataḥ sva-ātmanaḥ sītā-kṛtāni vyasanānīśvarasya.
Martya as a human being, avataraha, whose incarnation, tu, however, iha, in the material world, martya-śikṣaṇaṁ, for teaching all the living entities, especially human beings, rakṣa-vadhāya, to kill the demon Ravana. Eva, certainly, na, not, kevalaṁ, only, vibhoḥ, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kutaha, from where, nyathā, otherwise, syād, there would be, ramataḥ, of one enjoying, sway, in himself, ātmanaḥ, the spiritual identity of the universe, Sītā, of the wife of Lord Rāmacandra, ċṛtāni, appearing due to the separation, vyasanānī, all the miseries, Īśvarasya, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. It was ordained that Ravana, chief of the Rakshasas, could not be killed by anyone but a man. And for this reason, Lord Rāmacandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared in the form of a human being. Lord Rāmacandра's mission, however, was not only to kill Ravana, but also teach mortal beings that material happiness centered around sex life or centered around one's wife is the cause of many miseries. He is the self-sufficient Supreme Personality of Godhead, and nothing is lamentable for him. Therefore, why else could he be subjected to tribulations by the kidnapping of Mother Sita? Please repeat after me. It was ordained that Ravana, chief of the Rakshasas, could not be killed by anyone but a man. For this reason, Lord Rāmacandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared in the form of a human being. Lord Rāmacandra's mission, however, was not only to kill Ravana, but also to teach mortal beings that material happiness centered around sex life or centered around one's wife is the cause of many miseries. He is the self-sufficient Supreme Personality of Godhead, and nothing is lamentable for him. Therefore, why else could he be subjected to tribulations by the kidnapping of Mother Sita? Purport by Srila Prabhupada. When the Lord appears in this universe in the form of a human being, he has two purposes, as stated in Bhagavad Gita. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. To destroy the demons and protect the devotees. To protect the devotees, the Lord not only satisfies them, but his personal presence satisfies them by his personal presence, but also teaches them so that they will not fall down from the devotional service. By his personal example, Lord Rāmacandra taught the devotees that it is better not to enter married life, which is certainly followed by many tribulations, as confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 7:9-45. Janmaithunadi grihomedhi sukham hitucham kundayana karayor iva dukkha dukkham trippanti neha kripana bahu dukkha bhaja kundutivan manasijam vishaheta dhira. Kripanas, those who are not advanced in spiritual knowledge and who are therefore just the opposite of Brahmanas, generally take to family life, which is a concession for sex. Thus they enjoy sex again and again, although that sex is followed by many tribulations. This is a warning to devotees. To teach this lesson to devotees and to human society in general, Lord Sri Rāmacandra, although the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, underwent a series of tribulations because he accepted a wife, Mother Sita. Lord Rāmacandra underwent these austerities, of course, only to instruct us. Actually, he never has any reason to lament for anything. Another aspect of the Lord's instruction is that one who accepts a wife must be a faithful husband and give her full protection. Human society is divided into two classes of men, those who strictly follow the religious principles and those who are devotees. By his personal example, Lord Rāmacandra wanted to instruct both of them how to fully adapt the discipline of the religious system and how to be a beloved and dutiful husband. Otherwise, he has no reason to undergo apparent tribulations. One who strictly follows religious principles must not neglect to provide all facilities for the complete protection of his wife. There may be some suffering because of this, but one must nevertheless endure it. That is the duty of a faithful husband. By his personal example, Lord Rāmacandra demonstrated this duty. Lord Rāmacandra could have produced hundreds and thousands of Sitas from his pleasure potency. But just to show the duty of a faithful husband, he not only rescued Sita from the hands of Ravana, but also killed Ravan and all the members of his family. Another aspect of the teaching of Lord Rāmacandra is that although Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his devotees may apparently suffer from material tribulations, they have nothing to do with such tribulations. They are mukta purushas, liberated persons, under all circumstances. It is therefore said in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Jato dukkho Vaishnaver vyabhahar dukkho, Jato dekho Vaishnaver vyabhahar dukkho, Nishchay janiho taha paramananda sukha. A Vaishnava is always firmly situated in transcendental bliss because of his engagement in devotional service. Although he may appear to suffer material pains, his position is called transcendental bliss in separation, viraha. The emotions a lover and beloved feel when separated from one another are actually very blissful, although apparently painful. Therefore, the separation of Lord Rāmacandra and Sita Devi, as well as the consequent tribulation they suffered is but another display of transcendental bliss. This is the opinion of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitang Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishthang Sthapitang Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayham Dadati Swapadantikam. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Martyāvatāras tiha martya-śikṣaṇaṁ rakṣo-vadhāyaiva na kevalaṁ vibhoḥ kuto nyathā syād ramataḥ ātmanaḥ sītā-kṛtāni vyasanānīśvarasya. It was ordained that Ravana, chief of the Rakshasas, could not be killed by anyone but a man. And for this reason, Lord Rāmacandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared in the form of a human being. Lord Rāmacandра's mission, however, was not only to kill Ravan, but also to teach mortal beings that material happiness centered around sex life or centered around one's wife is the cause of many miseries. He is the self-sufficient Supreme Personality of Godhead, and nothing is lamentable for him. Therefore, why else could he be subjected to tribulations by the kidnapping of Mother Sita? So, in King Purusha Varsha, Hanuman is offering his prayers to Lord Rāmacandra. There are different varshas in a dweep. Now we are hearing the descriptions of Jambudvīp. In Jambudvīp, there is a specific varsha, tract of land, that is known as King Purusha Varsha. King Purusha means monkeys. King Purusha, they look like human beings almost. Almost human beings. King Purusha. And Varsha, the land of monkeys. And who is the leader of the monkeys? Hanuman. And what does the leader do? The leader teaches his followers how to become a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the actual mission. That is the actual objective of a leader. A leader must be able to teach his followers how to become a devotee of Krishna. And if he can't do that, then he shouldn't be a leader. Not only a leader, he should not become a guru, he should not become a father, he should not become a mother, he should not become a political leader, and so forth. And he shouldn't become a husband. Na mochayajya samupeto mrityum. If he cannot protect one, if one cannot deliver one, if one cannot save one from imminent death, then he should not assume these positions, one of these positions. And how can one conquer death? What is the secret of conquering death? The secret of conquering death is to become a devotee of the Lord. When one becomes a devotee of the Lord, he doesn't die. He simply changes his body. Because by becoming a devotee of the Lord, he becomes situated in his spiritual identity. And because he is situated in his spiritual identity, because he is situated in his spirit soul, because he is spirit soul, then he sees how he is changing his body. That is the difference between a devotee and a non-devotee. One who is not a devotee of the Lord, he stays in his body consciousness. He thinks that he is his body. So his entire consciousness is in his body. Therefore, he doesn't have any understanding beyond this body. So when the body comes to an end, he thinks, I am also ending. This is my end also. So that is the fallacy and misery of being in the bodily conscious concept of life. He is limited to his sense perception, limited to his body's consciousness. Whatever happens to the body, he thinks that's happening to him. Whereas when one becomes a devotee of the Lord, he becomes situated in his spiritual identity. Not only that, he thinks that, oh, I am a spirit soul. He actually experiences that he is a spirit soul. His consciousness is in his spirit soul. And that happens only when one becomes Krishna conscious. When he becomes conscious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he then becomes situated in his pure spiritual identity. And in that situation, he simply sees that he is changing his body. So, that's why it is very important that whenever one takes the position of a leader, leader means guide others. Lead means to guide. But in order to guide, one must know where the goal is. Without the goal, one cannot possibly guide. And the real goal is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore the leader teaches, follow Krishna, become surrendered to Krishna, become a devotee of Krishna. So generally that was the condition of all the planets, including the Earth planet. Actually that is still the condition in every other planets. It's a devotee who becomes the ruler. And when a non-devotee becomes a ruler, then automatically there is difficulty. Like sometimes, generally it doesn't happen in other planetary systems, only when some demon takes over. Becoming very powerful, the demons drive away the rulers of those planets and take over. And then Krishna comes to kill those demons. Ravan was one such demon. He took over the heavenly planet. The position of the Rakshasas are actually in the lower planetary systems. Patala Loka. And they should reside there. But Ravan became envious. Now why they have higher planetary systems? Why the demigods should reside in the Swarga Loka and we are subjected to lower planetary systems. We are coming from the same family. They're actually from the same family. The same father but different mothers. Kashyapa is the father and Aditi is the mother of the demigods and Diti is the mother of the demons. Daityas and Devas. And their consideration was, why that they will have this other facility. They didn't consider that they are having the other facilities, better facilities, because they are devotees of the Lord. Prabhupada gives the example, the devotees always get facilities, just like a government employee gets facilities from the government because he is serving the government. Similarly, those who serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they get better facilities. But the demons become envious. Why they do that? And they try to forcibly take over. They acquire mystic power, they acquire special power, and with that power they take over. But the result is suffering for everybody. But then that's why the Lord comes, paritranaya sadhunam, because especially the sadhus suffer. When there is this kind of arrangement, then non-devotees prosper and devotees suffer. They try to break that system. Like Ravan's consideration was that why should people enjoy through pious activities? People should enjoy by committing sinful activities. That is a demoniac understanding. So he decided to build a staircase that would go all the way up to heaven. In order to go to heaven, generally the general necessity is piety, punya. Urdhang gachanti shaktastha. Those who are pious, they are elevated to the higher planetary systems. Some devotees are Andaraja, come inside. Those who are outside, there is plenty of place inside. So they try to undo the divine arrangement. It's something like the lawbreakers. The state has a law, but the outlaws, that means those who are criminals, they break the law. And they defy the law, they break the law. So similarly, the demons try to do that. And as a result of that, good people suffer and bad people prosper. They also suffer, they actually suffer even more, but apparently it seems that they are prospering. So one such demon was Ravan. Ravan became extremely powerful, practically immortal, because of his special power achieved from Lord Brahma. And he practically became immortal because nobody could kill him. Demigods couldn't kill him. Demons couldn't kill him. Serpents couldn't kill him. But he forgot to ask one person, one species, human beings. And in a way he became so puffed up, he became so arrogant, that he thought, oh, human beings are so insignificant. Just as we human beings do not really care about ants. Who cares for an ant? So he did not ask immunity from human beings. So the Lord took advantage. When the time came to get rid of Ravan, then he appeared as a human being. Of course, this is his pastimes. And the pastimes of the Lord is like a play, like a drama on a stage. He acts. It's not that he is going through that himself. He enacts that. Therefore it's called Leela. or pastimes. It's not real. It's like a play. Pastime. It's like a play. Joyous play, pastime. Just as one plays games in order to enjoy, the Lord performs his pastimes in order to enjoy. And how does he enjoy? By associating with his devotees, by giving pleasure to his devotees, by having a loving exchange with his devotees. So that is the paritrāṇaya sadhunam. And while he does that, what he does? Those who are creating difficulties for the devotees, he kills them. Vināsaya ca duṣkritāṁ. He protects the devotees, he gives pleasure to the devotees, and he annihilates the demons. And this is how he establishes the law and order. And that law and order is called dharma. Dharma is the law given by the Lord. And the law breakers, the demons, they break the law. They disregard the law. They act in defiance to the law. So he comes and he re-establishes the law and order, dharma. Dharma saṅsthāpanārthāya. Another way to look at it is, the Lord performs his pastimes by giving pleasure to his devotees. Like a drama has two aspects. A good drama has two aspects. Similarly, the Lord's pastimes also has two aspects. One aspect is entertainment. A good drama must have entertainment and education. Must teach something. A good drama must have a theme, a moral. And that is the education. Learn something from a good drama. So Lord is performing his drama, is performing his pastimes, in one hand to give pleasure to his devotees. Iti driksha lilabhir ananda kunde shaghoshang nimajjantam akkapayantam. In this way, by performing his pastimes, the Lord drowns his devotees in an ocean of joy, ocean of ecstasy. Can everybody hear me? Or should I have to speak loudly? What happened? The electricity? Electricity is gone. So now it's generator. Oh, okay. Can you hear me, Mukul?
Yeah.
Okay, then everybody can hear me. So, Mukunda, you can hear me. So, the Lord performs his pastimes in this wonderful way, by giving pleasure to his devotees. And along with that, he performs another aspect of the drama, that is, he teaches a lesson. Teaches a lesson, what to do and what not to do. So Lord Rāmacandra, that way is the Marjada Purushottam. Marjada means the principle of law and order, the principle of dharma. Dharma, the codes of law and order, codes of dharma are given in the books, in the scriptures, in the samhitas. And he teaches how to follow those instructions. He is the ideal teacher in that respect. Marjada Purushottam. He is giving the proper understanding, how to act. Why should one follow the law? What's the benefit of following the law? Even though it may be difficult, one must do that. Why? For the higher purpose. Undergoing some difficulties here, if we can get a better future, shouldn't we do that? That is the lesson. Like we see in our life, like you all go to schools and colleges, undergo difficulties. You like to play, but the teacher says, no, go to the classroom. You want to do things, but your parents say, no, don't do that, do this. You don't like to do it, but you have to do that. And more you do that, you create a better future. So austerities or undergoing difficulties for the sake of better future is the intelligent thing to do. Especially when you get the human form of life. Because this earth planet because the earth planet is a wonderful place for creating our future. Like we have the ability here to create our good fortune. Everything is happening according to karma. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasa. We are, whatever we get, enjoyment or suffering is a result of our past activities, the way we acted in the past. Right action leads to enjoyment, or punya leads to enjoyment. Right action is punya. Acting according to the injunctions of the scriptures or acting according to the instructions and guidance of the authority. When we act in that way, then we acquire good karma to which results into enjoyment. And acting in defiance to that is causing the bad karma, which causes us suffering or punishment. We are punished because of our wrong action. That is the law of nature. So the Lord teaches us how we should act when we get the human form of life. Therefore, he is Marjada Purushottam. He sets the perfect example. His example is so wonderful that it's practically impossible for anyone to follow. Only he could do that. Only he could do that. To uphold his father's words, give up his kingdom. The day he was supposed to be coronated as the crown prince, as the successor to the throne, he was practically ascending to the throne. He had to leave everything and go away, go to the forest. So why is he acting like that? He's acting like that because he's teaching us what we should do. Be good. So that's what he's teaching us, how to be good. Have respect for your superiors. Love your parents. Act according to their instructions. Act according to their honor. That is the principal teaching. So he is showing that. Oh, my father gave his words to his wife, my stepmother, and she wants that he fulfills that promise. Although my father doesn't want to fulfill that promise, I will uphold his words. So that is the ideal act of an ideal son. And then he is in the forest. And what he is doing as a warrior, as a kshatriya, he is protecting the sadhus, the saints. There are so many demons in the forest. They are causing disturbance to the sadhus. The sadhus want to go to the solitude of the forest to meditate upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead and render devotional service in that serene solitude atmosphere. But the Rakshasas are causing trouble to them. So he said, okay, I'll give you protection. So that is the responsibility of a Kshatriya. That is the responsibility also of a householder. Give protection to everybody. Maintain others. Although he is in the forest, he is actually maintaining. Then his wife is kidnapped. And like an ordinary husband, like an ordinary human being, he is crying, lamenting, as if he is completely heartbroken that his wife, he can't find his wife. And then the struggle begins. For 1 full year practically, last year of his exile, fighting with the demons, killing them, arranging a battle, and he is making all the arrangements. His soldiers has to now be transported across the ocean. Okay, build a bridge. Build a bridge across the ocean. So this is how the Lord is displaying his wonderful activities in order to give pleasure to his devotees and in order to annihilate the demons. And apparently he is undergoing so many difficulties, so many trials and tribulations, so many impediments. Ravan is so powerful. And being in a forest, what could he arrange? What kind of army he could raise in the middle of the forest? But the monkeys, those who are the residents of the forest. And with the monkeys, he creates his army. Of course, he himself could have killed Ravan in no time. But if the drama ends without excitement, would you pay the money and go to see it? No. Entertainment. The adrenaline must flow. Excitement must be there. All the emotions must be there. You should get so angry that you would feel like throwing your shoes at the villain. And you are so emotionally touched by seeing the condition of the heroine that you shed tears. So this is the drama. Different mellows are experienced. So the Lord also allows his devotees to experience different mellows. Hashya, Adbhut, Veera, Raidra, Bibhatsa, Bhayanak and Karun. 7 secondary mellows. Humor, Hasya. Wonder, Adbhut. Veera, chivalry. Raudra, anger. Bibhatsa, ghastly. Bhayanak, frightening. Karun, pathos. So all these emotions are experienced when the Lord performs his pastimes. The devotees experience, and even the demons experience. Like Kamsa, he was trembling all the time, out of fear. Such a big hero, such a powerful person. But just the thought of Krishna is making him tremble with fear. And Veera, chivalry. When Sugriv saw Ravan, they went up on a hill. After entering into Lanka, they they went on top of a hill on the northern part of the capital of Lanka. And from the hill they were watching Ravan's city of Lanka. And at that time Ravan was inspecting the monkey arrangement. He came onto the city wall, inspecting. So when Sugriv saw Ravan, he just jumped from the top of the mountain and came right in front of Ravan and just slapped him on the face. His crown went flying, and both of them started to fight, wrestling, fighting there. Then Ravan, without being unable to defeat Sugriv, he started to use his mystic power. Then Sugriv came back. Ram was very upset with him. Sugriv, why did you do that? So I couldn't control my anger. When I saw him, my blood was boiling so badly that I had to do this. So Ramacandra said, look, you're the general. You're the king. You can't afford to do that. If anything happens to you, then what will happen to the morality of your soldiers? They all will become completely demoralized. So you can't afford to act in such a whimsical way. So this is how the devotees experience different mellows through the pastimes of the Lord. And ultimately, it all ends in a beautiful, happy ending. That's the difference between the Western world and Eastern world. The Greek dramas always end in tragedy. The Greek tragedy. But the Vedic dramas never end in tragedy. It always ends in union. Because the Lord is ultimately going to win. Jatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Jatra Partha Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijaya. Victory must be there. So that is the wonderful thing about being a devotee of the Lord. You'll never lose. Ultimately, no matter whatever you're going to go through, ultimately you'll win. So that is what the Srimad Bhagavatam so wonderfully explaining to us. The Lord, through His pastimes, is teaching so wonderful lessons to us. And what is the bottom line? The bottom line is, become a devotee of Krishna. And don't ever deviate from your Krishna consciousness. Clear? Just become a simple instruction. Always remember Krishna, always serve Krishna, and never forget Him. Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Does anybody have any question? Yes?
रामचंद्र जी ने अपने चरित्र से इन दोनों प्रकार के लोगों को बताना चाहते थे कि किस प्रकार धार्मिक नियमों का पालन करते हुए प्रिय तथा कर्तव्यनिष्ठ पति बना जा सकता है। ये क्वेश्चन मेरे लिए पूछ रही हूँ कि मैं किस तरह अपने धार्मिक नियमों का पालन करके अपने पति के प्रति वो कर्तव्यनिष्ठ बनूं ताकि मेरे आचरण से मेरे दोनों लड़के सीख सकें।
तो ये हमको बताना पड़ेगा। करते रहो, जो कर्तव्य है करते रहो, घर संभालो, पति को सेवा करो, बच्चे को देखभाल करो, बच्चे को सही रूप से शिक्षा दो। बस। और असली बात यह है कि सबको भक्त बनाने का कोशिश करो। अगर भक्ति मार्ग से दूर गया तो उसको जल्दी जल्दी वापस लाओ। ठीक है? ओके। हरे कृष्णा। Okay, yeah, there is a question. from the internet, I think. Oh no, Vibhu Chaitanya. Okay. Why is this context, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is addressed as vibhoḥ specifically? Vibhoḥ means the greatest, all-encompassing. Vibhu Chaitanya, whose consciousness is all-pervading. Right?
Regarding his, he being the husband of Sita Devi, and he appearing as a human being. So this word vibhoḥ, how does it connect to these two aspects? How was he vibhoḥ being?
He's always even though he's acting as a human being, he's always vibhu. He's always the supreme. Like the king may play a role of an ordinary person in a drama. Now, does he become the ordinary person? On the stage, he is playing that role, but he is always the king. Yes, Chitari.
Like in this case, in this pastimes, you mentioned that Lord Rāmacandra protecting the sadhus also. So, similarly, one thing came to mind that when Vasishtha Muni's cow Nandini was kidnapped, so he did not protect her. He said that I am Brahmana, I cannot protect you. Similarly, these sadhus also, like they did not used to protect themselves, although they could. So, in through this, they act in this way, like Brahmanas do not try to protect themselves, or they depend on Kshatriyas to protect. Is it like that?
No, what's your question? I couldn't get that.
Like sadhus could kill the demons by themselves also. They were not dependent on somebody else because they had such.
Yeah, okay.
But they did not protect. So similarly, Vasishtha did not protect her cow Nandini also.
Yeah, right.
Said, you protect yourself.
Because he is a Brahmana, acting in a mode of passion was not befitting to him. Right? Fighting is in a mode of passion. So for him, being who is situated in a mode of goodness, is not appropriate for him to come down to the mode of passion. Whereas Arjun is another sadhu, he is fighting. So one can be a sadhu in any mode. Right? That means he can serve the Lord under any condition.
Other day you were mentioning that if you come to goodness, then you can utilize your passion in proper way.
No, if you are in the pure goodness. Pure goodness means acting according to the instruction of the Lord or his devotees. So in that, when a devotee says something, then you can do that. Right? But otherwise, when one is in the material platform, then he is functioning according to the varnashram. But spiritual platform is transcendental to varnashram. Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Gaur Premanande, Hare Srila Prabhupada ki jai.